So many of you have asked for a review on the Kit Fisto Lightsaber, and we finally got one here. Let's check it out. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Collector's Outpost. I am John. So today we're taking a look at the Kit Fisto Lightsaber. Now, we've seen him through the Clone Wars, and actually I should say a lot more footage of him in the Clone Wars, because back in the prequels, he was kind of like more of a secondary character, I would say. And I'm gonna say something that might piss a few people off, but he dies in one of my most hated Star Wars scenes ever. Everything about this scene makes me cringe. Palpatine basically spiral jumps across his office, lands in front of the Jedi, winds up his lightsaber, and lightly passes it through one of the Jedi, and then turns around and takes out the next one with zero effort. 4 Jedis, he's already taken out 2, and poof, ah, down he goes. But there was another scene right after that, just makes me want to rip my eyes out. The first time I saw this, and every time since I saw this, I just want to puke during this scene. Palpatine's on the floor, Mace has his lightsaber pointed at him, and he's like, no, 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 no. I hate that whole scene so much. So anyway, a lot of you did ask for this review, so we got in the Kit Fisto Lightsaber. This was sent over from my friends over at ArtSabers. Thank you so much to ArtSabers for sending this over for everybody to check out. I will put a direct link and discount code for everybody down in the description if you want to check out this lightsaber and everything else that ArtSaber has. And before we dig into this lightsaber, thank you all so much for stopping by to check out this lightsaber. If you are new here, please drop down, hit that like, subscribe, notification button. And if you are a returning viewer, thanks so much for stopping by again and hanging out. Let's get into this unboxing. I'll pop this on out here. And it's a very, very simple lightsaber. And that actually translates to it being really comfortable in the hand to hold. There's really nothing getting in your way. You have a couple of the activation buttons here, basically about it. You can two-hand this thing, you can single wield this. It's very comfortable because it's very simple. There's not a lot getting in your way. So before we dig into that further, let's see what else comes in here. So we have all your typical accessories, Allen wrenches, some retention screws, the green Allen wrench here. We have a USB drive. We get our USB-C cable for charging, and we have a nice acrylic stand. And when you pop that bad boy together, you'll have a really nice display stand for your Kit Fisto lightsaber. And of course, we have our included pixel blade. This is a 32-inch, 1-inch pixel blade. And of course, we get a full manual to run your lightsaber, but it still is the old version of the Xeno app on here. So I'm hoping that Nexus kind of gets around to redoing this whole manual section, because I got 1,000 questions a week. Let's get that updated. All right, let's get a closer look at this lightsaber. We have grooves all the way up and down the side, which it's a nice grip section for your hand. We have rubber O-rings. We have a couple down over here right on the pommel, and we've got 2 up over here. So these aren't painted or anything. They're actually O-rings that you could, if you want to move them, you can. See, this one comes right off there. So if those happen to ever break, you can always run out to Home Depot and get some extra O-rings. I've had to replace a few on a Darth Maul lightsaber I had, so they're regularly available at a Home Depot or a hardware store by you. Now this is a single button Xenopixel, and let's open on up and check this out. Ooh, a little squeaky. And we have our typical gold chassis for our Xenopixel. On the top here we have our kill switch. We have our USB-C charging port right there, our 18650 battery, and we have access to our SD card on the back. Turn this on. And of course we have LED lights around the core there. Kit Fisto is actually a really cool character once I found out a little bit more about him through the Clone Wars, and then did my own research a little bit here and there. He's a very unique looking character as well. And Hot Toys actually has a Kit Fisto figure coming out in 2025, so I'm actually looking forward to checking that out. I have that on order, so look out for that on the channel here if you want to see a review on that. Now, you might be saying, just by this design, is where the heck is the sound venting? And it's really hidden pretty well. If you take a look right in there, I'll try to throw an arrow on the screen there. They're really hidden in there. And I always love when they can design sound vents or buttons or anything like that into the design itself and really not be too noticeable. I mean, that's really hidden. This also does open up midway, just in case you need to get into that for whatever reason. And of course, we have our CoverTech wheel on the back there if you want to throw this on your belt. All right, first comes first, as always, we're gonna double check the software, make sure it's up to date. All right, let's check our firmware, and we are on 1.2.5. So we want to update that to 1.3.1, which is the latest version as of the filming of this video. First thing we want to do now that it's updated is reconnect everything, because by default, it turns everything off, so you have to reboot. So let's turn our saber back on. And we are reconnected. So now I just want to configure a couple of the things that I use here a lot. So we want to configure my blade length. So let's turn this on. Go into page 2, and usually I think it's about 115 for a 32-inch blade. And it looks like about like 111 or 110, right in that ballpark somewhere. And then we're going to go down here and turn on countdown, which is going to add that extra beep for the menu on the hilt. That way you have a really good guideline of when you're just using the hilt with an extra beep, so you know where you are in the menu. And we're going to turn on multi-block mode. So lock and block are the modes that I really like playing with right now. I'm sure you've seen the Xeno app plenty of times in here, so I'll just give you a quick run through in case this is the first time you're here on the channel. On the top of the app, we have our battery power right there. You can click on that, and you have all your different auditions for your different effects right here. Then these three over here, these are your color wheels and different color options. You can do this live, which is great. Right under here, you have the value of each color. 255 is basically 100% of that color. And then next to it, you have different options for infinite color, which will just scroll through your colors very slowly. And then next to that is quick color select. Now you could do all of these modes on the hilt itself, which is why I don't use the app all that much for more than updating firmware or doing a couple of the configurations to turn some things on and adjust my blade, because a lot of this stuff you could do right on the hilt. And then down over here you have your different font selects. There are 34 fonts installed on Xeno. On the second page on the top, you do have motion controls where you can adjust sensitivity of your twist on and twist off and push and pull, and you can turn those things on and off. You have different pages. So do fiddle around. I usually leave everything pretty much at default. The thing I have been turning up recently is in here, the accent swings. 20 is accent swings off. 4 is the default it comes at, which isn't bad at all. But I've been fiddling with like 2 and 3.
App disconnected. App connected.
Oh, this app sometimes, I tell you. Yeah, I've been kind of leaving my accent swings at around 2. So give that a try, see if you like that. Now right on the body of the hilt, we have these 2 greaves that do light up. I really love when we have some LEDs on there. And they are reactive. You can see that they do act with the blade there. Little things like that just really bring the hilt itself to life. But we have twist on and twist off. Yeah, and this is just one of those lightsabers that just feels great because there's just nothing in your way. You can hold it in multiple different places. Now you can even change the color directly on the hilt really quick. You're just gonna hold your button for 2 seconds.
Color change.
And that's gonna put this into that infinite color where it just kind of scrolls through the colors really slowly. And then whenever you come across the color you want, you could just hit the button.
Color selected.
All right, and there's 2 other ways that you can change the color, just like on the app. You can flip it upside down, hold the button, and either twist left or twist right. So left, that's gonna go into quick color, and then you can hold the button and twist right.
Color change.
Now what that's gonna do is allow you to go into twist mode, where you could just twist really, really slow, just like on Profi, and really fine tune the color. So let's get to a nice green again. This looks about good, and then just hit your button. Now the modes I've been playing with a lot lately are multi-block and multi-lock. You're gonna hold the button for only about half a second, right? Multi-lock is hold for half a second,
Enter multi-lock mode.
All right? And that's going to allow you to just hit the hilt and go into a lock mode. All right? You don't have to hit any buttons or anything. You just go right into it. And you can swing to turn it off. You can hit the button to turn it off. And then you can layer on top of that, if you want, the multi-block mode, which is you're going to hold it for half a second and give a swing.
Enter multi-block mode.
All right? Now, all you got to do is twist the hilt. Every time the hilt feels that jerk, you're going to get that block mode. And the cool thing is that when it's in that mode, you can just go to town on it and not have to worry about twist on and twist off, accidentally turning off the saber because it just deactivates it. And switching your fonts are super easy. Upside down and give a twist.
New Horizon, the Dark Sword, the Assassin, the Knight.
And then your basic modes on the hilt are volume, blade styles, ignitions, and then font backwards. In case you missed a font while you were giving a twist, you can always go back. So first one is volume, and you have 3 volume settings. So 1,
Volume low. Volume high.
2 beeps is your blade style.
Steady.
No effect.
Unstable.
Get a blinking effect.
Blade.
3 are your ignition styles.
Broken ignition. Photon ignition. Stack ignition.
Like I was saying about the fonts, when you have the hilt upside down, you're twisting to get through the fonts. If you miss one, you can always hit the button for 4 seconds, 4 counts, and go back.
The Protector. Wanderer.
All right, everybody, that is the Kit Fisto Lightsaber. This is the Xeno V3. Thank you so much to ArtSabers for sending this over for everybody to check out. I'll put a direct link and discount code for you down in the description. While you're down there, let me know what you think down in the comments about this lightsaber. And don't forget to help out the channel simply by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification button. I have a ton of lightsabers coming and a bunch of 6 AL figures that I don't think you're going to want to miss. All right, I will see you all on the next video. Be safe and kind out there in the world. See ya.